Hey my beautiful Cancer peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you with your June 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope all is well. I just want to mention before we start, if you're interested in personal services, products, and so much more, feel free to check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description below. But Cancer, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. And let's see what's up here for June 2023. So what do we got going on here for the Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding June 2023. What information is going to be showing up here, please, for the zodiac signs of Cancers. Moving along here into June, I do want to wish you guys a happy early birthday. I know that Cancer season's a little far away, but well, not that far away. It's pretty close, is what I meant to say. So with that being said, happy early birthday to you. And let's go ahead and get started. Starting out here with the overall energy of June, we do have here a Queen of Swords. This is the energy of detachment and like letting go. So you can kind of find yourself either detaching from a person, place, or thing, detaching from certain kind of mindsets, certain scenarios. But let's take a deeper look. Having a look here at your current energy for the month, we do have here the King of Swords. Looking at what you'll be dealing with in June, we have here the Five of Wands. And looking at the outcome of June, we have here the Two of Swords. Two of Swords being a card here about basically a choice needs to be made here. So I feel like I'm hearing like the power of choice, Cancer. Like the power of choice is going to be incredibly potent and powerful if you are to focus on that moving into the month of June. You know, looking at what you're dealing with here, Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be stress, it could be conflict, it could be events maybe not turning in your favor, or it just feels like things aren't really going your way. I think that in a general sense, it's probably like just a bunch of added stresses, and it's about learning how to navigate through those stresses so where they don't become the tower, but instead they become a moment where you can navigate through it easier. So I feel like stress management and staying on top of it is going to be incredibly important coming into June. Now we'll go into what these stresses may be in just a sec, but the King of Swords is a card here of being disciplined. It's like you're being tested, you're being pushed to your limits. How much can you take, Cancer, is what I feel is coming up here in June. And I know that's probably definitely not what you want to hear. You're like, well, Aunt, I don't want my, almost birth season to be full of tests and challenges and things of that nature. That's not what I'm looking forward to. But I feel like whatever these tests and challenges are things that you've probably already been dealing with for the past couple months. And in June, I feel is trying to come in as a teacher to where it's like, are you going to let these stresses still affect you and bother you? Because it's like you're being tested. Are you going to choose to live in high vibration? Are you going to choose to let go of what doesn't serve? Or are you going to choose to keep on basking in the negativity? So I think that that's where the power of choice really comes in for you guys moving into the month of June. It's like we have to make the choice. Are we going to let go, or are we going to keep these stresses and give them so much power to have this sort of negative effect in our lives? So it's about no longer giving your power here to situations of things you can't change, to anything that's stressing you out. It's about saying, you know what? I'm not giving it the power no more. I'm deciding to look forward. Okay? All right, let's have a look here. Let's clarify the Five of Wands. We have here the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Swords, and we have here the King of Pentacles. So things have shifted for you, Cancer, for sure. Wheel of Fortune is a card that represents change. There could be a change in fortune, so maybe there's some sort of financial differences or some sort of financial change that's going on here at this time. So that might be uncomfortable for some of you if you're dealing with any sort of financial shifts. It could be like getting your hours cut at work, or this could kind of be the energy of like maybe you feel like you just need a better paying job, so you've kind of been on the lookout for a better paying job here at this time. If it's not money related, it could just represent changes that you're not comfortable with. Because I feel like there's a lot of discomfort showing up in your energy, Cancer, where it's like, I just don't feel like I'm in my crab shell. And that's where Cancers love to be. I'm a Cancer sun and Cancer rising myself, and I understand wholeheartedly how great it feels to feel stability, security in your finances, security in your emotions. And when you feel like that's being disrupted, and you have to get forced out of your shell here, it's not a good feeling at all. So something's changed in your life, and it's definitely bringing in a lot of discomfort. Tell me about the King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? We got a Six of Pentacles, we got a Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, the King of Swords is basically the card of being disciplined. It's about putting up, not necessarily a wall, but it's about more so reinforcing boundaries with yourself. For example, it's like, I'm not going to sink, I'm going to swim. It's about telling yourself everything's going to be okay. I have to step up here in these hard times. So Cancer, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, I feel like you're doing your best here to step up, to be more balanced, but of course, to end the day with abundance, Ten of Pentacles. It's like, I'm looking for a positive outcome with everything that's changing and shifting in my life. Despite the fact that there is a uncomfortable situation, or there's uncomfortable situations happening and manifesting around me, I don't want that to bring bring me to some sort of downfall. I want to keep a positive morale. I want to work really hard to make sure that there will be a positive outcome at the end of the day. So you're working hard around the clock here in June to detach from any sort of discomfort, to detach from any sort of negativity. And you're trying to recognize that being in this energy of discomfort can also be an opportunity to thrive. Nobody's ever really thrived when they were comfortable, you know? People who were happy in their environment, people who are happy with their job, people who are happy with their relationships, they've never necessarily thrived from just being content in their environment. But when people really do thrive is when they're faced with challenges, when they're going through hardships, because it motivates them to make the best possible outcome happen. And I think that that's the plus side and the nice side to look up at jumping into June 2023, because it's like, hey, we work really hard here. We can move away from this negativity, from this discomfort, and we can start tapping into creating the best possible outcome yet. So try to keep that positive perception in here, Cancer, because it's true. Nobody has ever thrived in comfortable circumstances. Everybody always thrives when they're dealing with some really intense circumstances, right? So I want you to keep that in mind, because I'm looking at that as a positive here coming into June 2023. Now, moving along here forward, what does Cancer need to be aware about coming into the month of June? First card's going to be the Chariot. So yes, you're definitely going forward here onto a new path. We do have here the Eight of Pentacles, and we also have here the Fool, followed up here with the Justice. So Cancer, what you need to be aware about coming into June is that there is a new path manifesting for you. It's not the same as yesterday. It's not the comfortable place you were in. It is somewhere entirely new. So the Chariot says, brace yourself to be setting foot upon a new path. Eight of Pentacles, this path is going to require a lot of hard work, and that hard work's going to have to do a lot with letting go here of your old reality that's no longer going to be that safe or comfortable place you're used to. Okay, so if you had a job that had a lot of financial comfort, maybe that job's no longer around, maybe that company went down or something like that. It's like, okay, I don't have that financial comfortability, but I got to figure out, what am I going to do next to create more security? You know, if there's any sort of situation happening, maybe a breakup happened, and it's like, I don't have that emotional security within somebody anymore. I got to start finding that emotional security within myself. So universe here is saying, things are not going to be the same. They're going to be different. And as a Cancer sun and rising, I fucking hate change. You know, I'm very much so happy with being used to what I'm used to. But when change comes in, it means it's time for us to step up. And I feel like this is the month where we really, really need to step up, okay? Now, Eight of Pentacles coming in here. It's going to be a month that requires a lot of hard work, but I feel like the hardest work you're doing is just honestly detaching from the feeling of discomfort, but instead using this as an opportunity to thrive. We have here the Fool card, which is the card about letting go. So you got to be aware that there's going to be a lot here that you're letting go of, but also know that where you're going is going to be okay. Justice card here represents balance. So where you're going energetically, where you're aligning to, Cancer, it's going to work out for you. So don't worry and don't feel like this is it. This is the downfall of my life. Things are not working for me. Things are about to get really bad. It's like sometimes the things we identify as bad are just blessings in disguise. Okay, Cancer? So I want you to know the outcome here is going to be positive. All right, it will work to your favor. Moving along here forward, let's have a look here and see what it is you can expect moving forward throughout the rest of June 2023. So what can Cancers expect here? Throughout the rest of June, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And let's go ahead and see. First card out, we got here the Ace of Swords. Next card's going to be the Devil. We also have here the Page of Swords. And then we also have two cards here, which is going to be the Seven of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. So Cancer, taking a look here at what you can expect throughout the rest of June. Ace of Swords to the Devil. Now, Ace of Swords is about seeing the truth or having a moment of clarity or kind of like having a massive realization. Devil card here can be about what's holding you back in life, what's toxic or unhealthy for you potentially. I think what's happening here, Cancer, is you were kind of blindsided by your previous environment, which was the environment of comfort. You probably felt that that is what served you. You probably felt like that was the rightful or the most best environment you could have been invested in at the time, but I think there was a lot going on here that was working negatively against you rather than working within your favor. And this has happened to me many times too, where I get comfortable doing something, but I don't necessarily recognize that it wasn't so healthy. And then after I get out of that cycle, I start to see, wait a minute, that wasn't so healthy for me after all. So it's one of those scenarios, Cancer, where I feel like you were blindsided in the past, but you're going to start to become more aware of why things needed to change. So you may not have all the answers in June 2023, but I feel like as months and time continues to progress, you're going to get the answers you needed as to why certain things ended in your life. So it'll make sense in the end, is what I want to say to you. Now, moving throughout the rest of May, Four of Pentacles, Page of Swords, some of you are going to get that feeling of wanting to hold on to this environment and not let it go. If a job is no longer available, Cancer, you might be trying to grab onto that job as long as you can. If a relationship's exiting out of your life, you might try to grab onto that relationship as long as you can. But the longer you hold on to what's exiting out of your life, the more you are blinding yourself from being able to see what's coming in. So I really, really do urge you guys to let go. That's definitely one thing I want to say here. So what you can definitely expect moving forward is you will start seeing why things ended and why things are meant to be where they are now. So you will get answers to your questions here is pretty much what I want to say. Now, moving along here for Cancers, what's the most important thing that they need to hear coming into June 2023? What's going to be the most important message that Cancerians need to hear jumping into this month? First card is going to be the Four of Wands. Next card here is going to be the Queen of Wands. And then taking a look here at two more cards, we actually got three more cards. We got a Tower, a Six of Wands, and the Hangman. Yeah, absolutely. So Cancers, taking a look here into what is the most important message, we're going to start here first and foremost with the Four of Wands to the Queen of Wands. Now, I know you can't see it because my face is blocking, so sorry about that. I'll put my face back up on the screen in a second, but Four of Wands here, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is the card here of expression. Four of Wands here is the card here of some sense of security, right? So I feel that Cancer, you are expressing your concern for security very, very deeply here. But I think that sometimes the more that we chase being comfortable and the more that we chase security, the more stuck and stagnant we actually become. And I think that that's the most important message to say to you guys, because growth is everything in this reality. Growth is everything in this world. I know that most of us always want to reach the state of contentment, but inevitably contentment gets boring and we go on new journeys and we try to find some new kind of growth at the end of the day too. So I'm getting that feeling for you, Cancer, where it's like universe is trying to say this is not the time to stop and slow down, but instead this is the time for massive changes to take place in your life. And this is the time to create a lot of success. It's a huge opportunity this month, with the Tower coming in here for you. Tower card represents your old foundation, the old life you're living. It's not going to benefit you. It's not going to serve you anymore. So it's time to create a whole new world. That's what the Tower is really about. So Six of Wands here says it's time to not look at the negatives. It's time to not hold on to the past, but instead it's time to say, you know what? I'm in a situation where I'm not really happy with the circumstances. So what can I do to make my life the best life possible? Or what can I do to improve my situation to the best of its ability? If you lost a job, what can I do to find a way better job that's going to be super great in bringing me financial stability? If you lost a relationship and you feel like you lost your sense of emotional security, what can you do to find that emotional security within yourself? So the most important message coming in here sometimes is that security doesn't always mean that it's the best thing for you, because we can get very secure in cycles that are unhealthy. Sometimes the best thing that we need to do is be willing and trusting that the universe is going to deliver. And most importantly, the best thing we can do is focus on what can come next and what can we do to improve our situation regardless. Because if we get too comfortable in life, guys, it doesn't mean we're always receiving growth. So Cancers, I feel like the best thing you can do this month is focus on how you can thrive in your current circumstances, because there is so much better that can come in for you, Cancer, but you got to be willing to believe it. All right, you got to be willing to believe that there's so much better than what you've already experienced that's waiting out there to align with you. All right, let's hop on into the outcome. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout June 2023? What information do we have here for Cancer at this time? And what do we got? Page of Pentacles. I like it. So Page of Pentacles here is a card that represents that you're given a little to get a lot. I think that Cancer, you're not going to be ecstatic or thrilled this month that things are certainly changing. And I don't think you're ecstatic and thrilled that, given the circumstances you're dealing with that seem really tough and rough right now, you're not ecstatic to have to grow and grind and do everything you can to thrive. It's like, I just want to be in my crab shell and I just want to be comfortable. And I get that. But you'll get there again to where you find this place of contentment. But you were in a space where you were comfortable for far too long. Now it's time to grow a little bit more. And it can be rather exciting depending on the way that you look at it. Remember, I said in the beginning of the video, Two of Swords, this month is really going to be about the power of choice. And it's really a month of how you look at it. You could look at it as everything is changing in my life and it sucks. And I'm not willing to adapt. I'm just going to be sad that things are changing. Or you can look at it and say, fuck it, I'm going to adapt and I'm going to thrive under really tough circumstances. And I'm going to go ahead and give a little to get a lot. Page of Pentacles here says, listen, just give it a go. It doesn't mean you have to give this new beginning your all. It doesn't mean that everything has to suddenly change instantly for you, but just try to adapt to new environments, Cancer. And over time, those new environments will inevitably become a comfort for you too. You'll get used to these new environments as things are shifting and changing in your life. So even if it may not feel comfortable right now, you'll get to a point where you're okay with it, you know? And I think that the more growth that you find, I think you'll enjoy this new beginning and these new cycles manifesting in your life a heck of a lot better than whatever's ending here. Because remember, whatever's being let go of, these are things that don't serve you anymore. I know it may not seem that way at this point, but like I said to you, all the answers are going to be revealed to you in due time. So you're going to figure out why things ended, and you'll get that exact clarity and clarification that you need as time progresses. So I feel like the universe will reveal that to you for sure. But Cancers, look at it as a positive. I think that it's really important to remember that the hardest circumstances are what create the most beautiful things. I think that that's where most people thrive. Not a lot of people thrive when they're comfortable. So this is an opportune time to create something wonderful in your life, and it really is going to be how you look at it. I know some Cancers are going to watch this video and look at it and be like, this is a horrible reading, this sucks, and I suck, and whatever. But I think that if you can keep up a positive morale and really, really work for something new, you're going to be shocked at what you can create, especially when you're under really sort of difficult or tough circumstances. So Cancer, detach from the discomfort, detach from holding on to your previous reality, and let yourself trust that wherever you're heading, it's going to be something wonderful. Okay? All right, Cancers, I love you. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much for tuning in here to your June 2023 tarot reading. Of course, if you did enjoy, please do let me know down in the comments down below. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing, but have a great day. And I'm going to go ahead and catch everybody in the next video. Much love, Cancer, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.